March 4th, 40 nautical miles off the coast of Galle, Sri Lanka. A vessel cuts through the waves, the Iris Dana. Just 2 weeks earlier, this ship was draped in flags, participating in one of the largest multinational naval exercises in the world. It was part of Milan 2026, a symbol of maritime cooperation. But in the early hours of that morning, the Iris Dana wasn't a partner anymore. It was a target. Within seconds of a torpedo strike, it vanished beneath the waves. What happens when the bridges of friendship collapse? This isn't just a story about a sunken ship. It's a story about the collapse of a carefully built geopolitical narrative. For years, the Indian Ocean was called a zone of peace, with India as its self-proclaimed guardian. But as the Gulf War reaches these waters, that guardianship is being tested like never before. Why is the world's largest democracy maintaining a tactical silence? How did a regional conflict in the Gulf turn into an economic threat for the average household? Today, we analyze the slow-motion crash of international diplomacy. Welcome to Nova Narratives. To understand the present, we have to look at the scale. Over 2,000 targets have been hit across Iran. In return, drone and missile strikes have reached as far as military bases in Bahrain and Kuwait. But the most lethal weapon in this war isn't a missile, it's a blockade. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz is what some call a nightmare scenario. When 20% of the world's oil is held behind a geopolitical curtain, the ripples are, felt in every gas station and grocery store across the globe. For countries like India, which depends on the Gulf for over half of its energy needs, this isn't just a foreign war. Honestly, it's a domestic crisis in the making. Traditionally, India's foreign policy was built on what's called strategic autonomy, the ability to stay neutral and speak truth to power, no matter which superpower was involved. From condemning the invasion of Iraq in 2003 to maintaining a balance during the Cold War, the moral high ground was, without a doubt, India's strongest asset. But today, that balance seems to be tilting. Critics argue that the current administration's silence on the escalation is, a departure from decades of principled diplomacy. Is it a calculated move to secure new alliances, or is it a sign of diminishing influence? The reality is even more stark when we talk about energy. Recently, the United States Treasury reportedly granted permission for certain oil purchases. In the world of sovereign nations, needing a third party's permission to buy fuel for your own people is, honestly, a pretty bitter pill to swallow. We've seen this playbook before. History shows that when external powers attempt to export democracy through force, the result is rarely a stable republic. More often, it's a power vacuum. In Iraq and Syria, these vacuums gave birth to organizations that terrorized the globe. If the same pattern repeats in Iran, the instability won't be confined to the Middle East. It will spill over into the Indian Ocean, affecting trade, security, and the lives of millions of expats. The small business of diplomacy is being replaced by the big business of war, and in this transition, the voices of the people often get lost. Geopolitics can feel like a game played by giants, but the stakes are incredibly human. From the 87 sailors on the Iris Dana to the family paying more for an LPG cylinder today, the cost of war is always localized. We are witnessing a shift in the world order. Whether we emerge as a Vishwa guru or a follower depends on our courage to maintain a moral compass in a world that is losing its own. To understand how we got to this point, and to see the full timeline of this slow-motion crash, watch our deep dive here. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. This is Nova Narratives.